Hi again, welcome back. This is a pretty quick one, this video. This is about me finally, I think, managing to settle on the tech that I'm going to use on the bike for the longer term. I've tried just about everything and I think I've finally got myself to a solution where I can have the best of all worlds. So bear with me, may as well go for a ride while we talk about it.
Well, I think I finally landed on my favourite solution for a combination of tech. I did have the TG, which was great, but that's a permanent install. That's the dash cams on it, which is also very good. But the challenge was the permanent install on it, and now I've switched to the GS, which has got a TFT dashboard. I didn't really want the TFT dashboard, the SatNav at the top, the Chiggy down the bottom, the CarPlay. So what I've settled on is this CarpuRide CarPlay, which they sent me, which is a cracking little device. Does absolutely what it says on the tin. It's a CarPlay adapter and it seems to work really well. I'm using it now to shop to get a summer jacket for the trip I'm going to be doing next week, which I'll hopefully get onto YouTube. But even if not, I tend to have two different solutions for what I need on a SatNav. I either need to go on a decent trip with lots of different waypoints going all around the country, all around Europe, quite complex routing, making sure I cover everything every way, I can distribute the route to everyone I know. Or I've got this, like today I've got a single point of location. I want to go to a sports bike shop up in Birmingham, so stick it on the SatNav, boom, off we go. And I'm using Waze for that on the CarPlay. Now the challenge I've always had is I don't want all these different devices plastered on my bike, so you end up with 3 or 4 different things all attached to the bike. So what I've got now is I've just got the CarPlay adapter on the top. The beauty of this thing is it's actually the way it goes into the BMW SatNav mount. CarpuRide provide an additional adapter, or you can buy the additional adapter, and what that does is allows you to just clip it into the existing BMW SatNav mount, pulls the power from it, so there's no USB cabling to run or anything else. It's very simple. Tucks up nicely behind. You might have to just adjust it a little bit just to make it fit better. You'll probably see on the photos I'm about to show that you can take the back off and then put the cables in until they fit properly, and then screw the back down again, makes it neater install. But I also already had a Garmin XT, so I don't really want to be buying a Nav 6 because it's got a terrible reputation. Didn't really want to buy the XT2 because there's nothing wrong with the XT. Didn't really want the permanent install on either of those either, which is what you tend to have if you don't have it on the BMW SatNav mount. And the BMW Connected Ride Navigator is stupidly expensive and doesn't really appear to offer a great deal more. So the Wunderlich actually do an adapter which includes the ability to mount it on the standard SatNav. And what that does gives an extra 2 USB sockets, so ridiculously I've now got 4 USB sockets on the front of the bike. But it also just clips in, clips out, follows the same locking as the standard BMW SatNav. Actually brings it a bit further forward because it has to take it beyond the edge. You can probably see how it sticks out slightly more. That's not actually a bad thing in my view, it gets it a bit closer to me. And it locks in nice and easily, clips out nice and easily. I've only got one device, the device I've actually used. I'm hoping that becomes my fairly permanent solution moving forwards, because I didn't really want to be spending hundreds of extra pounds buying something that clips straight onto the mount, and it saves me all the hassle of having to rewire the bike. It gives me the added benefit that I can just clip on or off the actual device I want to use for that particular day, like I am today, and appears to be working nicely, which is great. So there you go, that's my new technical solutions for how I travel out and about on the bike. I think the obvious question is, what do I think of this CarpuRide CarPlay adapter? Well, if I'm perfectly honest, most of these CarPlay adapters appear pretty much identical, because they are a screen to the Apple and Android interface, so it's more about the robustness of construction. This one's pretty good. It's held together well. It's better than the older sort of rounder designs I've seen. I prefer this one because it's got the nice square features about it. Comes with an inbuilt sunshade. This one's got the BMW mount on the back, which is even better. It makes it great because it just clips straight onto the SatNav mount. It works. It's not a lot more you can say about it, to be honest, which is why some of these reviews that you see around kind of depress me a little bit. So I'm very upfront. They sent it to me to test. I'm testing it and it works. Certainly one I can recommend because it's been pretty robust for me so far. I mean, I haven't done thousands of miles on it, but I've done a few hundred, and it's not let me down yet. Sometimes you can get a little bit of connectivity while the phone and the CarPlay just sort itself out when it first connects, but that's normally resolved within the first 30 seconds or so. From that point on, you're running exactly as you'd be sat in a car. The only difference is obviously connected up to your helmet. A link down below if you want to know where their website is to have a look. Pretty keenly priced, this one, I think. They seem to vary in price from sort of 200 up to 400, and this sits near the bottom of that range, and I think for the quality of the construction on it, it's probably better value than some of the plasticky ones that are out there you can get for 150 to 200 quid. I'm not quite sure how they'd stack up under hard use, and I've kind of refused to try them so far, and probably will continue to do so. But, yeah, I hope you enjoy it if you get one.